check this out before I start talking, but this is absolutely beautiful right now. I love driving at sunset because, there's no traffic out here. Can still get that beautiful little view. Same with sunrise too. Just driving anytime there's no traffic is honestly a blessing because I hate driving except when there's like no traffic at all. Just like, I don't know, driving just like, why can't I put this in? Go in, there we go. Driving just stresses me out, but when felt like the cars there, it's like actually kind of peaceful, especially having music on, podcast on, or something like self-development audio thing on. It's nice to have. So this video, I'm going to detail it about finding your North Star, because I feel like that's one of the most important things that you can do when it comes to developing yourself, is finding your reason why, especially when it comes to things that pertain to fitness, your work, or just anything that takes a lot of grit and you're going to see a lot of failure in, which is a lot of things in life. Because the truth is, you aren't going to see more success and failure. It's actually kind of the opposite. You're going to see a lot more failures than you do successes. So you need to find your North Star that's going to keep you going. That thing that keeps you on track. Finding your why. Holy shit, this car is extremely fucked up ahead of me. Oh my god. It's like someone just took like a bite out of his bumper or something. But finding your North Star, how you find that is just, you just gotta sit down and think and ask yourself, or even ask ChatGPT if you can't really articulate it like I can some of the times. And having ChatGPT is nice to kind of just brain dump on it, and it puts those pieces together. Like you can like talk in the ChatGPT and use the voice message feature and speak into it, and it'll kind of articulate your thoughts and put it into one actual concise piece, which is nice to have. So you find your North Star by asking, why am I doing this? Why is this important? How would this make me feel? Why do I want to get out of my current situation? Because if you don't like your current situation enough, there's nothing that's going to be stopping you, right? If what you're trying to do is going to get you out of that situation. For me, my current situation, it's comfortable, it's okay, but it's nowhere where I want to be. I'm 22 years old, got my last semester of college coming up, just finishing up an internship at a sales job right now, and I've come to realize that the corporate life isn't for me. I've never been a huge fan of school. I just did it because I didn't really had much direction, and it wasn't until these past couple months of posting daily 2-3 times a day on Instagram, posting more content on YouTube and stuff like that, that's really made me realize this is a career that I want to go into, is to coach guys who are in my old position, skinny runners or just runners in general who want to put on muscle without losing speed, because that was something that I really struggled with back in the day. I say back in the day, but that was 2-3 years ago. I was struggling with that, and it's something that I'm really passionate about, is helping guys get in that position, because we're often told runners can't build muscle, runners can't do this or that, and I feel like I'm living proof. I've built the body of my dreams, and I want to teach people how they can do that too. And crazy enough, by the end of the year, I'm actually on track to beat my high school PR of 50-59 in the 5K, 20 pounds heavier, which is ridiculous. So that's my North Star, is making it. It's just making it, succeeding in this coaching business, making this my full-time thing, helping guys in my position, making a living off of this, not working that corporate 9-to-5, not driving in traffic each and every day, feeling depressed, living this mediocre lifestyle of not living my dreams and living in constant regret. That's the worst thing ever, is regret. Have you ever tried to ask out a girl or thought about it and you never did, and you always wondered oh, where could that have been? Well, I'm with a girlfriend right now, love relationship, so I don't really think those thoughts now, but I definitely did back then. It's those kind of thoughts, well, fuck, what if I just grabbed my balls in my hand and just went up to her and asked, and then just to get an answer. Even if it, no, failing and hearing the word no hurts hell of a lot less than it is to never have tried and to always have those what ifs. It's those thoughts that keep me up at night, oh, what if I did this differently? What if I did that? And it's not something I want to do with this lifestyle. I don't want to be I don't want to see myself in the next 10 years waking up to a job I hate, having to get in the car, drive there, be depressed, hate my life, just not be happy with anything, and having my wife and future kids look at me with like sadness because they don't see like the happiness and joy that I experience right now. You know, that's all gonna be drained away from me from the lifestyle I want to live, and I don't want to take it on other people too, because I noticed when I'm not following my North Star, I'm not myself. You know, like I start to get more quick to anger. Like my girlfriend experienced this like in the beginning of the year too. I just wasn't myself, my true happy self. I was stressed out more often, just quick to anger, and that's not the man that I want to become. And that's pretty much what your North Star is. It's just figuring out who's the man you want to become. So here's a simple exercise. I want to become the man who blank, and you fill in the blank. For me, it's I want to become the man who always seeks growth and improvement in his life, doesn't settle for less, and lives on his own terms. That simple. Maybe I could articulate that better, but it's that premise. Like this video, it's like totally just me just rambling on and kind of on the top of my head, so it's not gonna be perfect. But I don't want to be perfect, you know. What I want is to live true to myself. Is to, you know, show off my flaws and say I'm a human, you know, and to help out guys and to show my whole journey too. Show that I'm human, that I'm not perfect. Like even though my life may seem that way on social media, I try to portray it and show off all my like failures and my successes, you know. Like failures, you know, I've been posting it for the past 59, almost 60 days starting tomorrow. Friday, July 25th is tomorrow. And I'm at 29 followers on Instagram, which is way below what I thought I was going to be at. So my ego's taken a huge hit since then. Posting 2-3 times a day. Posting my stories, you know, I could have been more consistent with that, but getting to like 15 stories a day. And of course, getting onto YouTube, posting on there. YouTube's like slowly been growing up. I've actually been pretty surprised with YouTube. I went from like 250 to like 360, I think. Or like the high 250s or something like the beginning, which that's been pretty good. But my Instagram has just been like really not where I want it to be. And it would be so easy for me to quit if I didn't have that North Star guiding me, telling me like, hey man, like you can quit, but then you're gonna live a life not in your own terms. You're gonna live a life in mediocrity. And that's not the life I want to live, you know? And that's where the North Star comes in. That sentence you made, I want to become the man who blank. You know, from one of my clients, I believe his one was, I want to become the man who uplifts others and leads by example, or something like that. It was a beautiful statement. And I really do think that this is what's going to really help people out. It's just filling out that statement, because a lot of the times, a lot of men, probably most of us, don't have structure, don't have any sort of guidance in our lives. Like, I hit my rock bottom a couple years ago because I had no structure, you know. I was going to work, I was waking up, sleep deprived, going to work, coming back, napping, waking up again. It's like 8 p.m., working out late, and then going to bed at like 3 a.m. and rest and repeat. I just had zero structure. You know, my structure was just fucked. I didn't know the man I wanted to become. You know, I was like 18 or 19 at the point. Fair enough, yeah, but structure is what's going to get you to where you want to be, right? Like, you're not going to get to your goals. Every man that you look up to, they have some sort of structure. They have a vision that they go after, a mission, right? Like, your vision, your mission is that statement, is becoming the man who blank, right? Is that whole statement. And how you get there are going to be like the habits that you set out for yourself. So every night before I go to bed, I always set out priorities for the next day. That could be from making a certain amount of content, certain types of content. That could be going to the gym, running, reading, whatever it is. Even just folding laundry, right? And that's what keeps me aligned. You know, back then I had no to-do list, I had no journaling, I didn't spend any time on structuring my days. So I lived a life that controlled me rather than me taking the reins of my own life, which I do right now. You know, I'm still not perfect, I'm still not where I want to be, but I'm in a lot better spot. You know, I still have my fuck ups. Like, I'll share this, like this weekend. I don't work on the weekends. I just work on the weekdays for my internship, and I got a lot of time. But I feel like when I have a lot of time, I waste it. So I wasted a lot of that time, going through YouTube, watching content for ideas and whatnot. But really, it was just me watching videos, just to watch the videos, getting overstimulated, feeling like crap, and the cycle just kept on repeating. So I'm not perfect, but what I am going to say is my fuck-ups are a lot less than what they used to be, which was daily, right? Daily fuck-ups. And now I can confidently say I get most of my work done, and which I definitely could have said early on. So this works, and it's something I'm constantly working on to make sure I can get this number as high as possible, how many times I can actually miss these fuck-ups. Because the more I can do that, the more work I put in, the closer I get to my success. Each habit that you do, I think there's a quote by James Clear of Atomic Habits. I don't know the exact one, but it said each action you take is one vote towards the person you want. I don't know, something like that. Each habit you take is one vote towards the person you want to become. That's some powerful stuff right there. Each habit that you do, whether it's a good thing or a bad habit, leads to the person you either want to be or you step away from that person. And that's what I always try to follow in my habits, is just making habits that will lead me close to that person rather than against it. So against it would be scrolling on my phone, or staying up too late for multiple occasions, or skipping all the work, just doing stuff that will keep me away or slow down my progress. So I try to optimize that as much as I can. Again, with the North Star. If I didn't have that North Star guiding me through this whole thing, I wouldn't know where to start, right? Because if you have no vision, think about an airplane. If the airplane had no destination, it's not going anywhere, right? Or it might just go to some random countries that I may not even want to go, right? So you have to have that vacation spot set up. You have to get that destination, and that's your North Star. God, hold on, hold on, quick little break. This is extremely beautiful right here. Oh my God. I love sunsets. And speaking of sunsets, part of my North Star is writing out where I want to see my future self, right? It's recognizing that while I'm not happy where I am, I'm actively making steps to where I want to be. A couple years ago, I made a trip down to San Diego, California, and they have the most beautiful sunsets, the most beautiful beaches, great weather, and ever since then, I fell in love with that spot. So now it's one of my goals for the next couple of years to get there. So that's another part of my North Star, is to succeed in this coaching business so I can make enough money to, live on my own terms, live where I want to live, go down to San Diego, and live comfortably there. And by me not following the habits, that would lead me away from that, the James Clear quote, I would be voting against that. So that's another thing that keeps me aligned. And once you have alignment set from your North Star, you don't have to worry about motivation. You don't have to worry about stuff like watching David Goggins post to get hyped up, or watching your favorite fitness influencer, right? I don't need motivation. You just need alignment when it comes to this stuff. Because when you're aligned, you know the path for your habits, right? Of how to get to where you want to be, your desired outcome. So it all comes from awareness, right? Recognizing that you're not somewhere where you want to be, recognizing the steps it takes to get to where you want to be, and of course, well, I guess first and foremost, knowing where you want to go. And it's very simple. And once you complete this exercise of writing down where you want to go and the man you want to become and all that stuff, it's all mapped out for you. Is it easy? Fuck no. It is not going to be easy. Every day, I kind of dread doing this stuff. It's hard work. It is not a glamorous lifestyle. But I do it anyway because this is aligned to who I want to become, the man that I want to become, the goals that I want to get, the place I want to live, the person I want to become, the lifestyle that I want to live is that's what gets me to do this stuff. That's what keeps me going, right? And while it seems minuscule at first, doing these habits, I know for a fact that over time, this will all amount. This is all going to compile, the snowball effect, right? It just piles on, piles on, piles on. With each piece of content I post, with each person that I help and get a testimonial out of, it's all going to compile into the lifestyle that I want to live. And it's the same thing for you. With each habit that you take, that's aligned to your North Star, that's aligned to the goals that you want to take, that's going to get you one step closer to where you want to go. And your future self, your goals, the lifestyle that you want to live It will happen. The success will come. You just have to recognize that you're going to go through a load of shit, right? Especially in the beginning. Like, that's where I'm at right now. Like, the valley of despair. All that bull crap coming up, piling up. You know, you're putting all this effort, you're not seeing much out of it. You're going to go through that, all that failure. But you got to recognize this is part of the process, right? We're not born successful, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, actually, because I enjoy the hard work. Because it's, you know, it's like, I would rather, it's like being the final boss, right, when you're born, right? Like, that's fucking boring. And you see these childhood stars who are born into money, and they go and turn to drugs. Like, besides the points, right? It's, the grind is going to be there, right? For guys like us. We had to work hard. And while it may suck at first, you're going to love it later on, because that's going to teach you so many things about yourself. Hard work, discipline. It's going to carry on to other areas in your life, rather than just like fitness, rather than just work. And you'll become a whole changed man after this. So the whole point of this video was for you to kind of map out exactly your current situation, where you want to go, and exactly how to get there. That North Star. So I hope you found value in this video. Just a bit of summary. You know, you just gotta ask yourself, again, where you are you happy with the current situation? If not, where do you want to go? And then what tasks can you delegate to yourself daily to get there? And then another bonus point is just don't do too much too soon, right? Like, don't do like 20 tasks at once, because it's not going to happen. Like, just like in the gym, just like on your runs, progressively overload, you know, up the weight each and every week, up the reps each and every week. So for you, it'd be like, okay, maybe start off with like 1 to 2 tasks the first week, and then move up to 3, and then move up to 4. Pretty soon you'll be like me and getting up to like 7 to 10 tasks that you cross off each and every day. And I don't know, I love it. You know, each time you cross off that list, it feels like you're getting one step closer to the man that you want to become, and it's a powerful feeling. And you just feel aligned, and you're gonna look back at your older self and be like, holy shit, who the fuck is this guy? Like I do currently. Going back through old photos, be like, I don't believe that was me. You're just gonna feel like a whole changed person, and maybe you'll be like, maybe you'll start your own channel and record yourself in the car driving out to your girlfriend's spot. Anyway, that's it for the video. Thank you.